It's 9 o'clock according to my clock on the laptop, and it's almost 9 o'clock according to my phone, which I always say that the phone is set by the sun. So we'll wait till that starts, and it just turned to 9 o'clock. Yay! I'm so excited. I'm so excited for everybody to join me tonight. I can't wait to kick this off. So right now I see that there are a few people that have joined us. Maybe you should say hello. I'm going to set up my Facebook, I think, so maybe I can see it on my Facebook, and maybe I can see comments come in. I don't really know. Kind of gonna fly by the seat of my pants because I don't really know. But welcome to the pilot episode of ReLive. I am so excited that you guys have joined me. Hi. So we're just gonna get started. So this is how I'm gonna open my shows. I'm gonna say something like this. I'm gonna say, welcome to ReLive, where we talk about all the things. And I say all the things because that was something Liam used to say. So it's always like all the things. I want all the things. Can I have all the things? So we're going to talk about all the things. And if you notice my hashtag, Queen of Questions, we'll talk about that in a little bit. And I'll tell you why that is so important. But I'm just so excited you guys are joining me. And I am humbled by all the support I've got from so many friends and family. And those of you that have shared this, thank you for sharing my excitement with me. Like, it feels really good to follow a dream. And the reason I'm doing this is because in 8th grade, Maggie, if you're watching, you'll probably remember this. In 8th grade, we had to do a project about like what we wanted to do when we became an adult. And I always wanted to have my own talk show. So we had to go shadow someone. So I couldn't get Oprah to answer my phone calls, and Ellen wasn't really a thing then. So I shadowed. It was like it had to be 1993, I think, my 8th grade year. So I'm dating myself a little bit. So those of you that are from this area, maybe you will remember when WLFI had Jane Kingseed and Gary Seith was the weatherman. I shadowed Jane Kingseed in 8th grade. And we had to do a report, and we had to make like a poster, and it went in the display case. And at that time, I wanted to be a commentator. And my dear friend Maggie at the time was like, what kind of commentator do you want to be? Do you want to be a fried potato? Or do you want to be a mashed potato? Or a baked potato? So I always get a kick out of that because it's just funny, like commentator, like what kind, whatever. Anyway, so for those of you that maybe don't know me on here, my name is Rianne, and maybe some of you know this, and maybe some of you don't, but Rianne is my middle name. Does anybody else go by their middle name? Are you in the middle name club? I go by my middle name. So it's funny because sometimes, people like will create conversation with you, and they will ask you, well, what's your middle name? And I say, Rianne. And they're like, Rianne. And one person actually asked me, Rianne, are your parents big fans of Duran Duran? I thought that was pretty funny. But no, my parents, at least not that I know of, are big fans of Duran Duran. So my first name, I usually don't tell people this, but I'm feeling good tonight. So my first name is Teresa. So Teresa Rianne Hall. And the story about my name is my parents had the name Teresa, and they couldn't think of anything to go with it. So my maiden name is Lewis. So they had Teresa Lewis, and they couldn't think of anything to go with it. So they were at church one day, and I think it was Colorado. And if my parents are watching me, which I'm sure they are because they're like my biggest supporters. Also, they'll let me know if I'm right on the Colorado thing, but I'm pretty sure it was in Colorado, and there was a little girl being baptized, and her name was Rianne. And my parents said, oh, Teresa Rianne, that is a beautiful name. So that, my dear friends, is how I got my name, Teresa Rianne. And I go by my middle name, and it's quite tricky going by your middle name. If anybody else watching goes by your middle name, you will understand this. So it even gets more tricky when you get married, because you have to change your last name. We don't have to, but some women choose to change their last name. I did. So now I call places and I say, hi, like I remember calling CVS. And I said, yes, I'm checking on my prescription, please. And they said, ma'am, what is your name? And I said, I don't know. I don't know what my name is. And so they laughed at me and said, it's some combination of Teresa Rianne Lewis Hall, because I couldn't remember if I changed my last name with them. So I was like, I really don't know what my last name is. So growing up, it has been quite difficult going by your middle name, because at work, my email comes through as Teresa Rianne Hall, but my email is rianne@purdue.edu. So if any of you want to email me, now you know my email address. But then I will sign my email Rianne, and they, Dear Teresa. So that's just one example of that. Traveling, getting your passport, any legal documentation. We just closed on our new house, which I'm sitting in my office right now. And for those of you that have been dying for pictures of my new house, stay tuned, because one of the episodes coming up very soon, I will give a tour of the new house. So when we were closing on the house, they're like, you have to sign your name the way it is typed out. Well, of course, it's typed out Teresa Hall. I don't know how to sign Teresa Hall. Like, what does that even look like? So going by your middle name is quite tricky. So I talked about why I want to do this, because I have always wanted to have my own talk show. Ever since 8th grade, I've wanted to have my own talk show. And for like the past probably 6 months to a year, I've been doing some personal development, reading some books by Rachel Hollis. I've read some of those, and I have just decided, like, enough is enough. Stop talking about it. I'm just going to go for it. So here I am entertaining to you guys tonight on this Tuesday evening. I am thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled that all of you are watching, and I hope you stay tuned, and I hope that you continue to join me. I am going to later put a link in the comments with a Google document that if you would fill it out with maybe there's just some questions on there, like I'm asking for topic suggestions. And if any of you want to be on my show, I would love to have a guest. I plan on having several guests, but I'm scheduling everything up. And the format of the show is ReLive. So that's the name. So it comes to you from my name, Rianne, and my nickname is Ree. And then live, because I plan to do live videos. Now let me just define what I mean by live videos. I mean something like this, or maybe through YouTube Live, which that is the ultimate goal, is to go through YouTube Live. However, I'm thinking there may be a couple times where it will be pre-recorded, but you're still going to get that live feeling, because I am not going to edit the video. So you're still going to get like that live feeling, but because of whatever the situation may be, whoever my guest may be, we may need to record it earlier, but then it will still come out Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock, and it will still be that unedited, fresh cut of ReLive. So I'm really, really excited about this, you guys. Now, I told you earlier that we were going to talk about the hashtag Queen of Questions. So as I started to venture off on my own as, an 18-year-old, you start to encounter things that nobody ever taught you, or you don't really know what you're supposed to do with it. So I would always call up my dear mother, and if she's watching, she will remember this. And I would say, Mom, I have a question. And I would like start almost every conversation like that. I would be like, Mom, I have a question. And she would laugh at me, and it kind of became this running joke. Well, fast forward to 2013. I think that's when I was like super fit. I did CrossFit, and our coach, Coach Pete, had always, well, he didn't always, he came up with the nickname Queen of Questions for me because I always had a lot of questions. So he would talk about the workout and I would always have a question about it. Or I would have a question if we could change something, or what if I can't do a pull-up? What are we going to do about this? Or can I row instead of run? Like that was a big one because I really don't like to run. I really don't like to row either, but I felt like that was the lesser of two evils. So Queen of Questions came from those two kind of things. Heather, I see you laughing because you remember the WOD days when I was like, Pete, I have a question. Pete, I have a question. And so then he was like, you are the Queen of Questions. And I love it. So it stuck. So it's ReLive, Queen of Questions. I'm super excited. I'm so happy you guys are here. And you've been hanging out with me for almost 12 minutes. It's amazing. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, but we're getting through the bullet points that I wanted to talk to you guys tonight. So for also some of the people on here that maybe don't know me as well as some of the other people on here, I thought we would talk about who is Ree? Who is this fabulous person sitting in front of you tonight talking to you that you're going to join most Tuesdays with me? So I am from the Lafayette area. I graduated from Harrison High School, and then I graduated from Purdue, and now I work at Purdue. I am in the School of Nursing, and I work with graduate students. So I work with nurses that want to come back to be nurse practitioners. So I work with them on the lifespan kind of recruitment all the way up through graduation, and I support several faculty members and help them with their day. So that's what I do. I am married. I have one son. My husband and I have been married for almost 14 years. We'll celebrate 14 years in September. And you guys stay tuned. I'm working on that show for the week of our wedding anniversary, and it is going to be epic, as my son would say. Epic. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be sick. I don't know, whatever jargon they say. I am the oldest sibling of 4. So there's my brother, who is 2 years younger than I am. And then my sisters, who are 10 and 12 years younger than I am. So my parents kind of had like 2 separate little families. And my parents, bless their hearts, got divorced in 1996 and then remarried to each other in 2004. So that's all I'm going to tell you about that, because that is a story for another night. But so that's who I am. My son, I said Liam, will be 8 in August. So remember I was complaining about going by my middle name earlier? You guys, I said that I would never do that to my child. So those of you that know Liam, you might know what his real name is. His real name is William Lawrence Hall. So you're probably like, where does Liam come from? Liam comes from the British short version of William. Liam is the last 4 letters of William. So someone once asked me if I was British. I was like, yeah, no. My husband and I were working out in our home gym years before we ever considered having children. And we heard that. We heard William, Liam. And so we were like, oh, well, if we ever have a boy, like, we'll name him Liam. we'll name him William and we'll call him Liam. So the child has lots of different names to choose from when he gets older. And if royalty ever comes to town, he has a really great royal name, King William Lawrence. So maybe like high school homecoming king, I don't know. All right, so I've talked about who I am. I also want to tell you guys that my most favorite animal ever, who can guess? What do you guys think? I know some of you watching still know what my favorite animal is. And it is pigs. Pigs are my favorite. And that probably comes from when I was younger. I think I was like in 3rd or 4th grade. We had a farm, and the mama pig had baby pigs, and they were runts. So they had to come in the house, and we fed them with a bottle, and they would like get up on your stomach and fall asleep, and you could hear their little hooves. Listen, they were so cute. They would like run across the linoleum. So ever since then, I have adored pigs, and I really, really would like to have a teacup pig sometime, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Maybe like when I'm retired and Liam grows up and leaves me and I don't have anybody to take care of, maybe then I'll get a teacup pig. You never know what the future will bring. And so I saw a couple people tell me or say that my favorite animal was a pig. Do you guys know what my favorite number is? My favorite number is the number 8. And sometimes it can get a little crazy. For example, let me just tell you about what time was listed on our wedding invitations. So 14 years ago, I told you my husband and I got married, and I would say that the number 8 was I was probably a little more obsessed about the number 8 then than I am now. But our wedding invitations, you guys, no joke, said that we were getting married at 4:40 because 4 plus 4 equals 8. Like, seriously, that's what they said. I think that anybody that went to the wedding can attest to that. My dear mother that made all of the invitations, she probably looked at me like I was crazy when I told her that that's what time I wanted to get married. 4:40. 4 plus 4 equals 8. So Liam's birthday, I was due with Liam August 27th. So I was super excited that it was the 8th month. And I even told the doctors that we were not going into September with this child. Oh, and the doctor told me that wasn't my choice. But anyway, so I really wanted Liam to be born on 8/16. Now, you probably are wondering, why didn't I want him to be born on 8/8? Well, I just felt like 8/8 was a little too early if his due date was 8/27. So I wanted him to be born on 8/16. Well, he was born on 8/24. So you guys, guess what I did? 8/16 plus 8 days is 8/24. So his birth date was all right in my world. Totally like hit the 8 numbers, and I was excited about that. So anyway, so I've talked to you about like my name. I'm in the middle name club. My 2 sisters and I, our names all end in an E. But my sisters tell me that I can't be in the ends in an E club because it's my middle name and it's their first names. So I have the ends in a E club, but I don't have that. I have the middle name club to myself. Kristen, I've never thought about that. Kristen just put that 2 times 4 equals 8. So 24, 8. So wow, it's perfect. his birthday is perfect. I love it. I love it. So, okay, so my whys, because, you know, I've always wanted to have my own talk show. So I really hope that you guys will participate with me. And when this is over, I'm going to put that Google link in. I'll probably make another post with it so people that didn't quite jump on tonight can fill it out. But it asks questions about what kind of topics, if there's anybody you would like for me to have as a guest on my show. And also, if you want to be a guest on my show, it asks things like that. So that would be good. How's the lighting? How's the sound? Is everything good? I hope you guys can hear me okay. Yeah. Did I tell you guys that I went to see Oprah in high school? Kristen and we sure did go see Oprah. I say we, but Kristen did all the work. Like, she was the one on hold and got the tickets, and we went to see Oprah, and it was a really ridiculous story that I don't even really want to talk about. But it was during that time when Oprah was collecting pennies for, what was it, Kristen, like Angel's Harvest or something? I don't really know. So we took pennies, so we got to go in earlier. We got to shake Oprah's hand. And then there was some lady that was talking to her about, you remember this, Kristen? She sent shoes to Stedman, and he's a size 10, remember? Anyway, so that was like a big moment for me to go see Oprah. And I really, really want to, like, maybe one day be in the big lights. So if you guys have any connections for me, like, I would love to have my like own talk show. Maybe I could have one at WLFI. Like, we could have a local show and like broadcast it. That would be cool. So the other thing I was going to tell you guys, so I talked about that these are going to be weekly, Tuesdays at 9 o'clock. And they're going to be live. And my definition of live is, you know, coming to you live like this and interacting, or possibly a pre-recorded but not edited live version. And I'm hoping to do most of these through YouTube, but some of my guests live out of state. So we might have to do a Facebook Live, because on Facebook Live, if you have an iOS operating system, you can have two people broadcast at, like, so it would be like picture in picture. There would be somebody up there in the corner. And yeah, so I've got that in the works. That's going to be really exciting. I'm hoping to do season 1 will run through December, like right before Christmas, so we can really get kicked off with some really great episodes. And I want this to be an inspiring, an educational, a motivating platform. I love to be a cheerleader, like, not literally out there on the sidelines in a little skirt. Like, no, that is not me. But I love to be like your biggest cheerleader. If there's something that you want motivated for, you want to be like inspired, or you just need that person to come alongside you, like, that's totally who I am. And I think some of my friends could probably agree with that. I also want to get some education pieces out there for you, like simple things. I'm working on an episode that is going to be all about building a house. I just recently went through that, and giving you guys some different tools and tips and stuff. So those are kind of some of the things that I'm thinking about for the show. I would love to hear what kind of different topics you guys have. Let me look over here at my notes. I got some notes. You see, I'm kind of looking up. I got my cue cards in the back. Like, we are high tech in ReLive Studio. Let me tell you, it's pretty amazing. So let me just run through these. Do you guys have any questions for me? I am Queen of Questions. We can talk about all the things. Tonight's just an introduction show. Next week's going to be a lot of fun. I got to get some things confirmed for it, but I'm really excited about it. Let's see. So yeah, I think I covered everything. I really, really appreciate you guys. Like, seriously, all the support that I've received, all the excitement that you guys have shared with me. I have been so excited. Like, I don't know, some of the people, like I was dancing around the house earlier today, like super excited. It just feels really good to follow a dream, even if it's on a small, small scale. Like, it's amazing, like technology. Because of the technology we have today, I'm able to fulfill part of my dream. And it's going to be a lot of hard work to get it to where I want it to be. But, you know, like a good friend told me earlier today, everything worth it is hard work. So I just want to thank you guys again for watching, and join me next week on ReLive, where we talk about all the things. And if you're just joining in, we're about to finish up, but you can catch this on the replay. How'd you like that? Did you see what I did? The replay? Yeah, okay. Anyway, guys, truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for spending some of your Tuesday night with me. I truly, truly appreciate it. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned a little bit about me. And most importantly, I hope you have a great night, and I hope you tune in next Tuesday. Ta-ta. We'll see you guys later.